30 underground cities you'll never believe exist. Beneath your feet, under towns, forests, deserts, even oceans, entire cities lie hidden from the modern world. Not ruins, not fragments, whole worlds carved in stone, built in secrecy, and forgotten by time. Some were made to survive war, others hide religion, treasure, or power, and some they were never meant to be found again. From vast underground capitals stretching for miles to buried neighborhoods hidden in plain sight, these places defy everything you thought you knew about human civilization. These aren't myths or legends, they're real. And once you see them, you'll question what else has been kept from view. Part 1. Forgotten Kingdoms Beneath Our Feet. Let's begin where few ever look, deep beneath the surface, where human hands shaped entire cities out of stone, darkness, and silence. These aren't basements or bunkers, they're real cities, with streets, rooms, and secrets that never made it into school books. First stop, Derinkuyu, Turkey. Hidden beneath the plains of Cappadocia is a sprawling underground metropolis that once held up to 20,000 people. Carved entirely from volcanic rock, it's a labyrinth of narrow passageways, ventilation shafts, kitchens, and even stables. People lived here for months at a time, hiding from invading armies. Each level descends deeper into the earth, and some areas go as far as 200 feet down. Rolling stone doors the size of millstones were used to block off tunnels in case of attack. What's wild is, we only discovered it in the 1960s, when a man knocked down a wall during a home renovation and stumbled into history. Next is Montreal's Riso system, known as the Underground City. Unlike Derinkuyu, this one is fully modern, a 33-kilometer network beneath downtown Montreal that connects malls, apartments, museums, and universities. It was built to shield people from the brutal Canadian winters, but to someone unfamiliar, it feels like a hidden city that lives under the real one. Escalators lead to streets that don't exist above. Hallways stretch endlessly under the skyline. Most visitors don't realize how deep it goes or how much of the city's daily life happens entirely out of sight. Now let's head to Setenil de las Bodegas, Spain, a town literally embedded inside a cliff. While not underground in the traditional sense, many of the homes and shops are carved directly into the rock overhang, creating natural cave dwellings with stone ceilings. For centuries, residents lived partially inside the earth. The rock kept homes cool in summer and warm in winter. Walking through the town feels like entering a tunnel and a village at the same time. The earth above looks like it could fall, but it's been standing strong for hundreds of years. In Edinburgh, Scotland, there's a shadow city hidden beneath the Royal Mile. Known as Mary King's Close, it was once a busy street, full of homes, shops, and life, until it was sealed off in the 1600s due to plague fears. Instead of demolishing it, the city simply built on top of it. Today, you can take guided tours through the narrow alleys and rooms that were left behind. Dusty furniture, bricked-in windows, and the eerie sense that someone still lives there. It's all part of a history, buried just one floor down. Next is Beijing's underground city. Built in the 1970s as a fallout shelter during fears of nuclear war, it stretches for over 85 square kilometers, an entire network of bunkers, tunnels, and secret chambers beneath China's capital. Though many entrances are now sealed, some parts were once open to the public. They included schools, restaurants, theaters, even a skating rink. It was a city built in silence, ready to protect millions. And yet today, most people above don't even know it exists. And finally, Naours, France, a massive underground village carved during the Middle Ages. It contains 300 rooms, chapels, wells, and long, winding tunnels. But here's the twist. It wasn't just medieval people who used it. During World War I, thousands of soldiers took shelter here, writing messages on the walls. Many of those carvings still survive, etched in time and stone. But if you think these places are impressive, wait until you meet the underground cities that still function today, with residents, power grids, and secret passageways few outsiders ever see. Part 2. Living cities hidden in plain sight. Some underground cities are dead relics. Others, they're very much alive, with shops, lights, and people who've built their lives beneath the world we know. These aren't just tourist sites. They're thriving spaces, often unknown even to locals. Take Kansas City, Missouri, where a sprawling network known as Subtropolis lies beneath the surface. What began as a limestone mine has transformed into a 55 million square foot commercial complex, the largest underground business park in the world. It houses everything from data centers to food storage and even government archives. The natural insulation keeps temperatures steady year-round, saving on energy. Trucks glide through wide corridors beneath a city that has no idea what's below. If you've ever ordered frozen food online, it may have passed through here, quietly, underground. Now travel to Helsinki, Finland, where harsh winters pushed the city to dig deep. Beneath the capital lies an intricate underground system of shopping centers, swimming pools, hockey rinks, churches, and even a data-secure bunker. What makes Helsinki unique is that the underground isn't just a backup, it's part of everyday life. During air raid drills or power failures, the city can move essential services underground instantly. It's not just functional, it's beautiful, with modern architecture and public art installations tucked away under solid rock. Then there's Montreal's winter twin, Toronto, Canada. Its path network stretches for over 30 kilometers, linking office buildings, retail, hotels, and transit hubs. During peak hours, over 200,000 commuters use it, many without ever surfacing. It's so massive that some Torontonians refer to it as the second city. Maps are installed every few meters because it's easy to get lost, not from fear but from sheer scale. Next, we descend into Coober Pedy, Australia, a small desert town famous for opal mining. But here's the twist. Over 60% of the population lives underground. They've carved homes, churches, and hotels into the sandstone, not for fun, but for survival. The surface temperatures regularly exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius, making it nearly impossible to live above ground. So people went under and created an entire subterranean lifestyle. Some homes, known as dugouts, are multi-room dwellings with natural cooling and no need for air conditioning. Tourists are stunned when they step into a hillside and find a cozy living room waiting. In Stockholm, Sweden, the metro system doubles as a massive underground art gallery. Over 90 of its 100 stations are decorated with sculptures, murals, and installations. While technically a transit system, the stations feel like chapters in a hidden museum, each carved and lit like a modern cave of wonders. Locals commute through it daily. Tourists often ride it just to see what lies one stop further. And finally, Portland, Oregon, with its infamous Shanghai tunnels. These shadowy corridors beneath the city once connected taverns and hotels to the waterfront. Legend says unsuspecting victims were drugged and dragged through these tunnels to be sold as forced labor on ships, a practice called Shanghaiing. Whether myth or truth, the tunnels still exist. Today, some are used for tours. Others remain sealed, locked away beneath the bustle of downtown. But if you think those stories are strange, the next cities go deeper, darker, and were built not to protect, but to control. Part 3. Cities designed for control, not comfort. Underground cities aren't always safe havens. Some were built with darker intentions, not to shelter the people, but to watch them, control them, or conceal something far more unsettling. Let's begin in Moscow, Russia, a city rumored to have a secret subway system running beneath the public one. Known as Metro 2, this covert network is said to connect government buildings, military bunkers, and even Stalin's old dacha. While its existence is officially denied, multiple reports from urban explorers and former Soviet officials point to its reality. Deep beneath the city's shining metro stations lies another world. Unmarked tunnels, security doors, and elevators that descend far deeper than any public map shows. If it's real, Metro 2 is not just a hidden transport line. It's a parallel Moscow, one designed for the elite to escape when the world above collapses. Next, head to Pyongyang, North Korea, where an eerie silence blankets the city. Beneath the capital, defectors claim, lies a series of tunnels and bunkers capable of holding the nation's leadership during war. These aren't homes, they're hardened shelters filled with rations, weapons, and surveillance rooms. While no official photos exist, satellite scans have revealed unusual underground structures beneath key government sites. In a country where information is locked down, what lies below remains pure speculation and pure fear. Then, there's Washington, D.C., where the Raven Rock Mountain Complex waits, tucked into a mountain on the Maryland-Pennsylvania border. Known as Site R, this Cold War-era underground city was built to serve as a backup Pentagon in case of nuclear attack. It contains offices, dorms, power generators, and even its own police force. While much of the facility remains active and off-limits, insiders have confirmed that during moments of national emergency, high-ranking officials have been flown there under cover of night. It's not fiction, it's protocol. Another shadowy complex lies in Mezgorya, Russia. This closed town, surrounded by forests and checkpoints, guards Mount Yamantau, a massive underground facility built during the Cold War. American intelligence has speculated that it could house nuclear weapons storage, command centers, or even a place to restart the government after apocalypse. Russia has never confirmed its purpose. Locals call it the Dead Mountain. Satellites show strange activity, but no one truly knows what's down there or who still lives beneath the granite silence. Let's shift to China, where beneath Xi'an, archaeologists uncovered the Terracotta Army, thousands of life-size warriors buried for over 2,000 years. But here's the mystery. Only part of the complex has been unearthed. Chinese officials have deliberately avoided excavating the actual tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, fearing the ancient traps and toxic mercury rumored to protect it. Beneath that hill lies a palace, rivers of liquid metal, and who knows what else. It's not just an ancient underground city, it's a sealed time capsule, untouched by modern tools and guarded by silence. Finally, London, where a ghost network of secret secret tunnel stretches beneath the streets. Some were built as bomb shelters during World War II. Others, like the Kingsway Exchange, were part of the UK's Cold War communications hub. Today, parts of this underground labyrinth are used by telecom companies, but many doors remain locked, hidden behind unmarked brick walls, stairs that descend to nowhere, or vents that lead into history. Some say there's a complete postal railway still running under the city. Others whisper about unused military command posts left to gather dust. One thing's certain, London's ground holds far more than just rock. But just when you think you've heard of the most secretive cities, wait until you learn about the ones that have completely vanished from public memory, buried under water, sand, or shame. Part 4. Vanished cities buried by nature, war, and time. Some underground cities weren't hidden on purpose. They were buried by catastrophe, by fear, or by the slow weight of history. Entire civilizations once flourished in the light, until storms, wars, or shifting earth swallowed them whole. Let's begin with Pavlopetri, Greece, considered the oldest known underwater city in the world. This ancient town once sat on the southern coast of Laconia over 5,000 years ago. Then a series of earthquakes pushed it beneath the Aegean Sea. Today, scuba divers can still see roads, buildings, courtyards, and even graves perfectly preserved beneath the waves. The layout suggests an advanced understanding of urban planning, and yet no records ever mentioned its fall. It simply vanished, until modern sonar exposed its ghostly streets below. Now imagine walking across a desert, unaware there's a city right beneath your feet. That's Ubar Oman, often called the Atlantis of the Sands. This ancient trade hub was a legendary stop along the frankincense route. For centuries, explorers thought it was a myth. Then, in the 1990s, satellite imaging revealed strange patterns in the sand. Excavations uncovered a collapsed limestone cavern, inside which was a once thriving settlement. The entire city had sunk into the earth, erased from view but not from memory. In Herculaneum, Italy, tragedy struck in the blink of an eye. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, burying the Roman town under 75 feet of volcanic ash. Unlike nearby Pompeii, Herculaneum was preserved in such detail that wood furniture, scrolls, and even food were found intact. Excavators later discovered hidden underground homes, mosaics, and libraries, all trapped in darkness for nearly 2,000 years. It's a city frozen in time, its final moments sealed below the surface. Then there's Oradour-sur-Glane, France, a village burned to the ground during World War II by Nazi forces. Instead of rebuilding, France left the ruins untouched. Today, a modern town sits nearby, but the original remains preserved as a haunting underground memorial. Visitors walk through burned-out shops, rusted cars, and the skeletal frames of homes. Below the surface, cellars and tunnels still hold the possessions of those who perished. It's not just a city buried by rubble, it's buried in remembrance. Far across the world, Xicheng, China, the Lion City, lies submerged under Qiandao Lake. Built over 1,300 years ago, the city was deliberately flooded in 1959 to make way for a hydroelectric dam. For decades, no one knew what remained beneath. Then, in the early 2000s, divers discovered an entire metropolis, preserved in stunning condition under 100 feet of water. Arched gateways, carvings, and stone roads still stand. It's a surreal sight, an underwater world suspended in silence, untouched by time or decay. And finally, Epecuén, Argentina. Once a thriving tourist town on the shores of a salt lake, it was submerged in 1985 when a dam broke. For over 2 decades, the entire city sat underwater. Then the water slowly receded, revealing a ghost town of twisted trees, salt-encrusted buildings, and collapsed hotels. What makes Epecuén so haunting isn't just the damage, it's the fact that it still smells of salt and echoes of laughter from a time long gone. But now, it's time to explore the final underground cities. These aren't ruins, and they're not forgotten. They're still active and hidden in the shadows of the modern world. Part 5. The cities still breathing beneath our feet. Not every underground city is a relic. Some of them are alive, right now. Beneath office towers, highways, and neighborhoods, entire cities continue to operate in silence. They're not myths, they're not memories, they're reality, hiding in plain sight. Start with Montreal, Canada, and its famous réseau, short for réseau, meaning network. Over 32 kilometers of tunnels connect malls, museums, universities, and metro stations. This is no survival bunker, it's a second city. During winter, tens of thousands of people live, shop, and move entirely underground, shielded from snow and wind. There are food courts, libraries, fitness centers, and even art galleries, all humming quietly beneath the surface. If you didn't look for it, you'd never know it was there. Now fly to Cappadocia, Turkey, where ancient cities like Derinkuyu and Kaymakli aren't just historical wonders, they're deeper than you can imagine. Derinkuyu extends over 200 feet underground and once held up to 20,000 people, complete with wine presses, churches, schools, and ventilation shafts carved out of volcanic rock. And it wasn't a one-off. Dozens of similar cities lie beneath Cappadocia, all interconnected, designed to house entire populations during invasions. These aren't just caves, they're engineered marvels, and many passages remain sealed, unexplored, waiting. Then there's Tokyo, Japan, one of the most densely packed cities on Earth. Below its glittering skyline lies a secret, the GCANS project, a massive underground flood defense system. Think cathedrals of concrete 65 meters below ground, built to protect Tokyo from typhoons. These giant chambers and tunnels, large enough to swallow jetliners, redirect floodwaters before they reach the surface. Some parts are open to public tours, but the full network remains off-limits. It's a city that guards its own heartbeat from below. In Edinburgh, Scotland, the vaults beneath South Bridge tell a more chilling tale. In the 18th century, merchants, criminals, and the homeless lived in these damp, claustrophobic rooms. Over time, rumors of hauntings spread. Locals claimed to hear whispers, feel sudden chills, or even be grabbed by unseen hands. Today, guided tours walk visitors through the vaults, but not everyone makes it through without turning back. Some say the past never left, it just moved underground. And finally, Beijing, China, where rumors swirl about the underground city, a Cold War-era shelter built to house up to 1 million people. Dug out during the 1970s, it was designed to resist nuclear attack, complete with schools, hospitals, and even theaters. While the government says it's closed, parts of it are rumored to still be accessible through trapdoors in old shops or back alleys. Locals whisper of tunnels connecting entire districts, hidden in plain sight, guarded by silence and time. So what does all this mean? It means our cities aren't what they seem. Beneath the concrete and glass, beneath the noise and traffic, another world waits. One built by necessity, secrecy, or pure survival. Some are dead and buried, others still breathe. And maybe, right now, you're walking right above one. If this made you see cities differently, hit the like button and subscribe, because next we're diving into places that were never meant to be found, and the people still living in them.